French Colonization Part 1.
Envision a cadre of feather-hatted French adventurers armed with muskets, rosaries, and a zeal for ambition disproportionate to their logistical foresight, careening headlong into the rugged theater of 16th century North America. This was the world of Jacques Cartier and Samuel de Champlain, a grand experiment where noble aspirations frequently collided with stunning incompetence. Add a twist of cultural cross-pollination, a dash of bureaucratic indifference, and voila, New France, a colonial fever dream with a side order of cautionary satire. Jacques Cartier, our pioneering protagonist of 1534, charted the icy St. Lawrence River in search of gold, only to unearth Canada. While maple syrup aficionados may cheer, Cartier's treasure chest remained conspicuously barren, save for the frozen misfortune of his ill-prepared settlers. His exploits embody the ethos, minimal preparation, boundless optimism, and the audacity to bootstrap civilization amidst sub-zero chaos. Had Cartier succeeded, the French would have introduced us to the marvel of drive-through poutine centuries earlier. Alas, his legacy lies in frostbite, frayed tempers, and the subtle art of alienating indigenous neighbors. Fast forward to 1608, when Samuel de Champlain strode onto the stage armed with sturdier hats, superior cartography, and a knack for alliance building. Champlain was less an explorer and more a diplomat-turned-social coordinator, pairing French musketeers with Huron warriors in an uneasy tangle of necessity. Together, they squared off against the Iroquois Confederacy, proving that even colonial alliances were less about harmony and more about calculated survival. Champlain's approach, though pragmatic, wasn't entirely altruistic. Indigenous allies were treated as useful but ultimately expendable interns, hardly the model of equitable partnership. Still, the French seemed downright progressive compared to the British, who saw smallpox as a hallmark greeting card. Enter the Métis, cultural trailblazers born of French traders and indigenous communities. This hybrid society became a cornerstone of New France, blending fur trading savvy with a linguistic finesse that would put modern polyglots to shame. The Métis, with their resilience and adaptability, embodied the possibility of coexistence, challenging colonial norms with their mere existence. Yet even this luminous chapter in New France's history was tarnished by mercenary priorities. For all their talk of partnership, the French treated the fur trade as a capitalist conquest first and a cultural exchange second. Let's not romanticize it. New France was a business deal draped in the trappings of diplomacy. The decline of New France didn't come with a dramatic flourish, but rather the methodical shuffle of bureaucratic paper in Versailles. While the British colonists thrived with agricultural zeal and reproductive vigor, France managed a mere trickle of settlers and a smattering of king's daughters to bolster the population. Suffice it to say that laissez-faire isn't ideal for nation building. By the French and Indian War, British settlers outnumbered the French 20-1, and Versailles couldn't be bothered to prioritize its colonial foothold. The Treaty of Paris in 1763 sealed New France's fate, and Champlain, had he been alive, would likely have staged an exasperated snowball protest. This was the dramatic end of New France, a colonial experiment that had its moments of brilliance but ultimately succumbed to strategic myopia and over-centralization. So, what can we learn from New France besides the importance of packing adequate winter gear? For one, decentralization has its pitfalls. Micromanaging a colony from 4,000 miles away is as futile as paddling upstream with a baguette. Cultural fusion, far from being a soft ideal, proves essential for survival, but only when respect and reciprocity underpin the exchange. Finally, colonial ambition without population growth is like a social media profile without posts, destined for obscurity. These are the lessons that New France offers, enlightening us about the complexities of colonial history. New France offers lessons galore. Champlain's alliances demonstrate that voluntary cooperation often succeeds where coercion fails. The Métis underscore the resilience born of diversity. And France's downfall is a timeless reminder that strategic myopia and over-centralization are recipes for irrelevance. New France, a peculiar patchwork of ambition, folly, and fleeting brilliance. Somewhere amidst the frostbitten settlers, fur-laden canoes, and diplomatic dance-offs lies a story of human perseverance in all its chaotic glory. And hey, at least they didn't leave us with pineapple on pizza.
So, you've managed to endure a slice of the RPTM podcast. We pat ourselves on the back for possibly coaxing a chuckle out of you, but let's be real, we're aiming for the tears here. If, by some twist of fate, you actually found this clip halfway interesting, do us a favor, bestow upon us the mighty power of the thumbs up and grace that subscribe button with your presence.